Nobody home. Nobody showed up. I don't know what to do. We are waiting. It's a waiting game. Looks like we're too early for the party, guys. It's gonna start cracking soon. I don't know. Gonna give organized crime a little privacy. See how that works out. They're waiting. It's a waiting game. 12:52, 12:52. It's almost crunch time. We are waiting for Homeowner Martinez's family to start running around. So it's almost time. That's the ex-wife. There she goes. All right. Ex-wife just passed by. She just passed by. I don't think, and the time is 12:53. March 14th, 2025, Friday. We are focused. That's right. The party is about to begin, guys. And we hope we get a personal invitation to this one. It is a Friday, and it's warm. So we're going to see if we're able to capture better video than yesterday. Yesterday was a little salty. But today we should be cracking just like a fireplace. That's right. The heat is going to bring out what we need to see. So, 12:54 p.m. That's right, p.m. And by the time you know it, the day is going to be over. So we have to take advantage of it. Every moment counts, folks. Every moment counts. We are contributing as far as a public service. Our goal is to make the community a safe environment. That's right. And other than that, it's a waiting game. So the murder plot continues. Extreme high level frequency electromagnetic field waves. Shock treatment to the brain coming from next door, 5135, second floor hideout. And you can clearly see intentions are very, very clear. Homeowner Martinez and son, both ready to be deployed. Daily plan attacks. Insurance policy fraud, the game of manipulation. Oh, look. I almost missed out on the third son parked right in front of my doorstep. Look at that. How about that? So all three of them are ready. And all three of them have new vehicles. They have new vehicles, and this is paid incentives. That's right, paid incentives. So for their daily contribution to attacks. Yes. Ex-wife is home, so you saw their act of defiance. And this is called the game of manipulation. Create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, disbelief, anger. And of course, once the victim's family react, example, Homeowner Martinez family simply makes a phone call to my ex-wife, I am harassing them, after they take a picture of me by the window. That's how that works, the game of manipulation. And of course, police officers involved in criminal activity, waiting, standing by, set up traps, false police reports, arrests, court dates, order of protection. The order of protection will be implemented sooner or later. It takes time for the family, once they go through the emotions of that the victim, they can no longer withstand the victim's outbreaks. Example, extreme high level frequency, turning off all electrical appliances. Electromagnetic field waves, shock treatment to the brain. To provoke, movement reaction response, yelling, running out of control, kicking, screaming, public outbursts. And so, of course, surprise advantage once I react by looking outside the window. This is daily plan attacks, and it's very detrimental that the victim react, such as intentions are very clear here with the blue vehicle, homeowner Martinez's son right there, his mother, son, and the father's in the back, drinking in the garage. He's usually drinking with his friends in the garage or in the basement, and they make the dog bark. So these are strategies to manipulate bait, focus, follow away. Look at where they're parked at. They're parked on this side. They're parked on this side, not the opposite direction. They do not want me recording 5132 and 5130. Community gang stalking in the background, and we're going to continue focusing on the daily plan attacks. And we should be seeing one after another homeowner Martinez family being deployed each time I arrive at the window as a distraction. So 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., we are ready. We are ready. This is the time. So that's pretty much it. And, well, we're not really concerned about homeowner Martinez's family. We are concerned with the main meat and potatoes. That's right. Over here. This is their main revenue source. You see how this works? They thought I was going to leave the camera on them. They're not that important. This is what we're after. This is the reason why we filed a petition, post the date, January 8th, 2025, with Internal Revenue Services, the IRS. That's right. Regarding this property, 5132. Right there. This is their meat and potatoes. This is their main headquarters. This is the reason for the daily plan of attacks as well. This is the main headquarters of Nello Greco, main proprietor of this property. There's a reason why the first floor remains vacant. And you can see that they've been peeking from the fourth window toward your right. That's right. You can see the shade has been used to peek at me. So, I'm pretty sure Nello Greco and his nephew, Anthony J. Loader, has visited this first floor and are awaiting, trying to chase me away electronically. And I'm still here. I've been doing this for a long time now. I like what I do. And it is a public service. Again, my goal is to make sure the community is a safe environment. Even though I am going against the grain, there's police officers involved in criminal activity harassing me on a daily basis. That's right. We got some good officers out here. I want to make sure that's clear. But these police officers are placed in high-ranking departments. Oh, here we go. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Look at how that worked out. No job, no school. But as I was talking, he was manipulated. He was instructed, go ahead. This is social acting. See how this works? This is social acting. Bait, focus, follow, attention span. Just like his mother, she grabbed the tissue the other day. There you go. Just like his mom, she grabbed the tissue, and now he's doing the same thing. Grabbing the item from the vehicle, returning back. There's going to be a lot of that. And social acting plays a very big part as far as community gang stalking, bright light harassment, electronic harassment. There's a number of books, psychological warfare books, that are of war. The 48 Laws, the Centennial, Mind Games, Community Gang Stalking. These are psychological warfare books used to manipulate victims and precondition them at home. And again, Homero Martinez family, no job, no school, but yet they're able to afford a life of luxury. This is a sports vehicle, and this young adult can afford this. And Homero Martinez just got this new car. That's right. And her other son has a new car as well, the blue vehicle. So they're also, and including her daughter, and including her husband, paid incentives, new vehicles, home improvement, family vacation, and so on. So they don't have to worry about nothing but their contributions to daily plan attacks, insurance policy fraud, the game of manipulation. It's very vital, very crucial that the victim responds to daily plan attacks. And that right there, what you saw, is called social acting. Bait, focus, follow, attention span. Preconditioning the victim to continue focusing on the car or individual. As you just saw, there's no reason, well, obviously, that's the reason, to bait the victim. So each time the victim rides off, I follow the car. Each time the victim rides away, I follow the vehicle. When the vehicle comes back, I follow the vehicle. Now, I'm ready for the distraction. That Homero Martinez son, every time he drives around, I'm going to be focused on him. I'm going to be excited to see him, and I'm going to be recording him because he is contributing to daily plan attacks. But it's used as a distraction. So there's movement as a cover-up with the migrants at 5130. That's right. Or with the silver vehicle, the people involved, the people in charge of 5132. So this, see how this works? Bait, focus, follow, attention span. And each time they come out, Homero Martinez's son and family, their instructions given on command signal to drive their vehicle. To drive their vehicle the opposite direction of where the drug dealing is taking place. See how that works? All right. So a lot of people comment. I'll read your comments, folks. A lot of people comment, we do not see anything. You're not supposed to. It's called social acting for that reason. That's the reason my ex-wife has been manipulated from time to time as far as that I am harassing the next door neighbors. And of course, there you go. There you go. And this is how they're harassing her right here, leaving notes inside the mailbox. And this creates fear. Fear is a very big part of this criminal organization, social acting. It's a very big part. If they can make the victim react, imagine if you're startled and all of a sudden you turn around and you start running and you get hit by a car. There you go. Very important. Fear. It's very important that the victim respond to fear. And that's why my ex-wife is being followed, and notes are being left in the mailbox to manipulate her to react against me. And that's why I don't take it personally each time she reacts, because she has no idea. This is a one-on-one session between organized crime and the victim. If you think you are safe at work, you are. Most likely you are. But not at home. You will be followed. Your information will be retrieved from the mailbox, trash, and electronically. Sooner or later, it will be, daily plan attack will be deployed, measured with a scale called social acting equals reaction response, calibrated to the victim's emotional disturbance state of mind. And under doctor's care, it's a lot more easier to manipulate the victims. Of course, that's why it's called precondition at home. And every time you look outside the hospital room window, guess who's going to be out there? That's right, organized crime working it. These are daily planned attacks that the victim has already been preconditioned at home. And when the victim looks outside the hospital window, that's it. The attacks continue. Bright light harassment. This high-tech surveillance monitor can increase and intensify light harassment set on the victim's eye scope. The pupil, very aware where the pupil is dilated and the movement. And I got the documentation of that, and it took me some time to come to that conclusion, but we got it on video. And on and off switch. It's a natural instinct is to focus on the light source, natural instinct. And once the victim does, on and off switch will cause accidents and death. High frequencies attacks the nervous system. That's right. High frequencies, if you put a picture of glass water, a pitcher filled with water, glass, it will vibrate. And depending on the intensity of the frequency, it's going to make the water jump out of the glass and eventually shatter the glass. And that's what happens to a victim's brain vessels. That's right. Along with electromagnetic field waves, shock treatment to the brain. The shock treatment to the brain, what this does is electrical shock to the brain, of course, but it makes the blood vessels expand and contract. Every time it does that, it's expanding the tissue. And the frequencies is tearing down the fibers. So sooner or later, the blood vessels will weaken and the bleeding will start. Once that bleeding starts, just as I did, I had that incident, and it's documented by University of Illinois. I have a CT scan and MRI, and my doctor at Oak Street Health, his name is Dr. Augustine. He said, Miguel Rodriguez, you were bleeding, but you're okay now. But guess what, folks? Once the bleeding stops, it will turn into a blood clot. This dry blood will travel up the stem of the brain, cutting off the oxygen. Silent, incoherent victims, nursing home, final faith, identity theft, Medicaid takes place. Now, it's very detrimental to this insurance policy fraud that the victims are processed, documented, and enrolled under doctor's care. And over time, create a history. Let me repeat that. Over time, create a history of mental health issues, illness. That's right. This will be documented by the police officers involved in criminal activity and will be used to make sure that the victim, each time the family responds by calling 911, this is the ticket to enroll the victim in a mental health facility. And again, it's going to work toward a victim's history, mental health illness. It's very important. And that's why it's called organized crime family process, because the manipulation of the family, in my case, Town of Cicero emergency 911 dispatcher named Anna, joint collaboration with this Plains Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart. Unprovoked home visit at 5 o'clock in the morning, a.m., that's right. My ex-wife reacted by opening the front door. They were knocking furiously, and they proceeded by knocking on my bedroom door. That's right. And I ignored them under duress conditions. Fine with me. And but before they left, they instructed my ex-wife that we uploaded her statement. If Miguel Rodriguez, starts acting in any peculiar way, do not hesitate. Call 911 immediately. And of course, that's the reason for the bright light harassment. That's the reason why Homeowner Martinez family is so defiant and never-ending contribution to daily plan attacks, making sure that I react and respond so sooner or later they can make that phone call to my ex-wife and she'll be... This is one of the ways of calling 911 police officers, that I am harassing the neighbors. That's right. All right. So we got the documentation. Now the murder plot. The murder plot, of course, is the same as equal to a microwave oven X-ray machine, or sleeping next to a high power line, radiation. Radiation, when a victim is being exposed to a high level, like I am, on a daily basis, this electrical impulses becomes radiation. And the victim's health issues, bone cancer, tumors of the brain damage, bleeding of the brain, silent incoherent victims, nursing home final faith, identity theft, Medicaid takes place. So the death certificate will be noted as natural causes because the victim is under doctor's medication, and a lot of people comment, does the medication contribute to the victim's death? No. It's there to help people. A lot of people have a lot of chemical imbalances in their life, and the medicine is there to help them. It does contribute somewhat to liver. It hurts the liver over time, of course. Any type of medication that the liver cannot, that's how the liver is. Those are the side effects to all medications. Not all medications are perfect, of course. And so it's there to help the victim. And the victim will be sedated from time to time or secluded in a room so they won't hurt others or themselves. One of the other examples, at night while sleeping, a magnetic field, electromagnetic field waves shock treatment to the brain is directed at a victim's chin, nose, eyes, eyebrows, ears, and it's a tingling sensation. It's a tingling sensation because, again, this is the tiny electrical impulses that are being used and it is a tingling sensation, and that's what's going to make the victim to respond by touching their face. Once they touch their face, this sets off the mechanism to a higher intensity. That means that electrical shock will be distributed to the brain, and the more the victim moves, the more concentrated and the higher the pitch. Now you got frequencies. Now you got electroshock treatment waves to the victim's brain. And not only that, you got bright light harassment. You got high frequencies from the fan, anything. You got community gang stalking outside. And you got social acting once the victim reacts by approaching the window. Just like right now, bait, focus, follow, attention span, creating fear, or pointing a gun at you right outside the hospital room setting, right outside. And so this is going to create fear. And all this, reaction response, yelling, running out of control, kicking, screaming, public outbursts. And of course, the medication is increased. Again, this is a private setting between the victim and organized crime, and they're attacking the victim's psyche. If you look at the videos, I am being followed by police officers stalking me on a daily basis while grocery shopping and returning. And joint collaboration with Martinez family as soon as I arrive home, or organized crime family employees, the migrants at 5130, or the silver vehicle at 5132. So, or the dollar store owner, of course, always parking his vehicle. If you notice on the videos, this is very distinctive as far as bait, focus, follow. That's his vehicle right there, and it's always parked in that way. It's instructed to. So, making sure that the victim is documented, processed, and over time develops a history of mental health issue illness. Okay, now the order of protection is very important. The order of protection will be sooner or later manipulated by the police officers. In my case, Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo, waiting, standing by, set up traps, false police reports, arrest, court dates, and of course, the order of protection will be manipulated to the family to react sooner or later. It takes time. The family is not going to just disown this victim. It takes time. But sooner or later, the family can no longer put up with the ordeal. And they have no idea. Again, this is a private setting between organized crime and the victim. No witnesses. So, when that day comes, the order of protection is applied. And this is what Homeowner Martinez family is pushing for, is the order of protection as well. But it has to be written up by my ex-wife, of course. And once she does that, the order of protection, as far as signing off our rights to the victim, that's right. Once they sign off all legal rights to the victim is awarded to the State Mental Institute. That's right. There, now, organized crime from time to time enrolls themselves. That's right. They enroll themselves in a mental health facility. And you can do that. I have done that for documentation purposes. That's how I obtained this information. I interviewed a lot of patients. So, you enroll yourself in a mental health facility, organized crime does, and they're able to manipulate the victim within the hospital room setting to create emotional disturbance. There's a number of symptoms that the victim goes through under doctor's care as far as the medication. Each time they react to daily plan attacks, the medication is increased and intensifies the victim's response. Let's see, symptoms: paranoia, hallucinations, psychosis, very concerned with their surroundings. The high frequencies, they lose their coordination. It attacks the nerve system. Will have accidents and death. Again, let me repeat that. High frequencies, again, going back to the glass pitcher filled with water. Sooner or later, if the high frequencies is directed at the glass and water, and the water with the higher intensity, the water will jump out of the glass container. With the higher intensity, now it will shatter the glass. It attacks the nervous system, and this, of course, the victim loses coordination. And imagine driving on the expressway, and they're attacking you with high frequencies, which they can with this high-tech surveillance monitor, and the bright light harassment on and off switch. You will have an accident. That accident. That's right. Insurance policy fraud. That's how this criminal organization is funded, and it's a high-tech surveillance monitor called Army Apparatus Tracking Signal Scanner device from any electrical source outage, and that's how it works. There are similar products in the Los Angeles, California area called the Bazooka. It's a refurbished microwave. And it's used on celebrities, people of power, real estate, and it's used and it's posted as a national security threat for that reason. We have it on video how my internet connection is cut off. That's right. Can shut down any power source outage. My YouTube channel continues to be attacked. I cannot upload a lot of videos. And shock treatment to the brain as a distraction. Each time our brain is being shocked, sure, they get the distraction and they get away with my surveillance. But what happens over time is that the blood vessels of the brain will weaken along with the frequencies, and bleeding sooner or later, and side effects of radiation will set in. That's why it's so detrimental, and the pressure's on, that I respond to daily plan attacks, that I have a history of and documented over time as with mental health issues. And the pressure's on, community gang stalking in the background as far as order of protection. Very important that the family respond by restricting me and kicking me out, so I no longer record 5130. They were quiet for quite some time. They were holding it in. They were holding it in, but they're very careful not to drive here. See how that works? Bait, focus, follow. And that was toward that way. See? Bait, focus, follow that way. See, the victims are preconditioned to respond from where the noise is coming from. And this is what they want. They want me to put the camera that way. See? Away from 5130 and 5132. Again, this is social acting. And that's the reason why Homeowner Martinez family is here as well. Okay, we're trying to fill in the gaps. I thought something might happen by now, but no. Okay, the mob, Board of Education, District 99, male and female. Plan attacks. The male couldn't take the heat in the kitchen. He transferred to a different building. But he comes by from time to time. But the female stayed behind. And daily plan hits. The mob daily plan hits with second character witnesses. She has a number of co-worker friends that she's working with. And so she has a little gang there. She has her little gang there. And they're waiting just for me. That's right. That's why she's so confident. And that's why she continues provoking me. We have a video of her using her camera, bait, focus, follow, attention span. She's pointing the camera as she's driving by. And of course, that's fine. That's public view. But that's called social acting. Bait, focus, follow, attention span. That's called the kiss of death. That's right, the kiss of death. Social acting. She wants me now, just like an infant child does. If you do this to me, I'm going to do this to you. So it's basically social acting, preconditioning me each time she does something to me. Now they're trying to manipulate me to strike back. And how do I strike back? Well, going outside and recording her. Guess who's waiting right around the corner? That's right. Sergeant Porter, badge number 2255, right forearm tattoo, waiting, standing by, set up traps, false police reports, arrest, court dates, order of protection. That's right. See how that works? And second character witnesses were secured at, and the security guard on the premises, the co-workers, and Town of Cicero Public Works utility vehicle that we have on video. And now on video is the furniture store that was parked here in front. Bait, focus, follow as well. Okay, we're going to continue. The dollar store owner, the person called that we have posted as very important person, he's the owner of this property right here. The dollar store owner, along with other businesses, are involved in organized crime, daily drug dealing, behind the parking lot by the dumpster. This family right here, they go way back, and they have a long history with organized crime. Now, they're good people, don't get me wrong, but they're used as second character witnesses and any other favors. And, of course, the drug dealing back there in the parking lot, they simply say there's nothing going on. And we have 5132 that we filed a petition with Internal Revenue Services. We're hitting this criminal organization where it hurts in their pockets. Posted date January 8th, 2025. Nello Greco, main proprietor of this property. Brand new. If you follow me on Google Maps, 3 million views. We have extensive video evidence of how this two-flat brick was completely rebuilt on criminal money. That's right. That's why we're hitting this criminal organization where it hurts. I don't have enough money to file a petition against everyone, and I don't have to, because it's well documented how everyone is connected with one another. See how Homeowner Martinez is connected with organized crime. And yeah, that's what we got. And of course, the migrants at 5130. 5130. No address identification. From time to time, sure, they work there. From time to time. This is before and after fire. No evidence. 3 fake home visits by police officers involved in criminal activity. And the person that comes by from time to time to pick up the mail, he was involved in the fire. That's right. And he came back working joint collaboration with Homeowner Martinez. That's right. He came back that very day at night. He was parked here watching the TV on his TV monitor inside the vehicle. And Homeowner Martinez was parked opposite direction. And she went simply to get tissue. She went to grab a piece of tissue. And that's the social acting. And she was waiting for me with the camera. And an ex-wife was arriving home shortly. These are planned attacks. These are planned attacks. And to manipulate my ex-wife, I am harassing them. And from one end to the other, the Board of Education, 5130, 5132, this family involved in organized crime, the businesses, and a very important person. And next door, of course, 5135, where organized crime has rented the second floor once they panicked from notification of my CT scan of bleeding from my brain. That's right. We had the video in front of 5132, Nello Greco, along with his family members, moving out quickly the day after notification of bleeding from my brain by University of Illinois. And, of course, they have a signed contract with Homeowner Martinez, wiped out his son, daughter-in-law, daily planned attacks, insurance policy fraud, the game of manipulation, unsolved murder cases of identity theft, Medicaid. I made a special trip to Belmont and Western, headquarters of Chicago Police Department, Detective Division, 2 times, Belmont and Western. So they're reviewing that information as well. I am behind enemy lines. Other than that, we have good neighbors on the opposite direction over here. My sister-in-law, she lives down the block. She has her own YouTube channel as well. She cooks. But she has no idea exactly how this criminal organization works. They know I film organized crime, but I know it's difficult for a lot of people to follow. That's why I continue to make comments, and I'm filling in the gaps. We are waiting, and the time is 1:30 p.m. And I am on Behind Enemy Lines, and I like what I do. I'm providing a public service. My goal is to make the community a safe environment, and this goes up the chain of command. Town of Cicero Mayor Larry Dominic is involved and associated with organized crime and mob. That's right. And he was reelected, and he's giving safe haven, escort to these police officers and organized crime involved in daily drug dealing, trafficking, distribution, and packaging white powder bags known as cocaine. There's children involved. There's babies involved, such as in the case of 5132 with the silver vehicle, hiding her vehicle from time to time. And as far as her contribution to daily planned attacks as well, joint collaboration with Homeowner Martinez family, clearly parked with us. This is a show of defiance, folks. When they're parked like this is a show of defiance to make the victim respond. So, we're going to continue. 2025 is very exciting to me. And a lot of YouTubers I invited so we can do a play-by-play by the window. But unless you play the victim, such as I, you will not be able to experience. If you look back at the videos, this is the reason why organized crime does not want me by the window, because I'm able to exactly give you play-by-play of what's going on. This is social acting. A lot of people comment, we don't see anything. You're not supposed to. It's social acting for that reason. The distraction, community gang stalking, bright light harassment. There's a lot. It's a lot, and it is psychological warfare. And there we go. We have movement, and this is instructions given. This is instructions given And of course, this is to provoke a confrontation. Let's see. We are waiting. This is instructions given. This is instructions given. Okay? This is instructions given. We have this person. There we go. She just looked up. She just looked up. You saw that. That's trying to provoke a confrontation. See? This is instructions given. This is instructions given. This is what we're looking at. Remember, Homeowner Martinez's son was instructed to come out the same way. And now she's been instructed, dressed in some type of uniform, as to indicate, I have a job. Well, if you look at the videos, it doesn't look like that. You guys can check back on the videos and make your own decisions. Make your own decisions. This is the person in charge of 5132. Instructed to park right underneath my window, joint collaboration with the Martinez family. Okay, we're going to continue. We're going to continue focusing. And of course, this is Bates Focus Follow. Again, social acting with the baby. And from time to time, she makes deliveries called the little baby ride along. That's correct. So we are focused at 5130 and 5132, and that's pretty much it for us, folks. I'm trying to fill in the gaps. Yes, the drug activity. Each time the vehicles, customers come back, we are creating our own family conflict. We're making sure that the customer's face and license plates is recorded. So that's how we're striking back. And of course, with Internal Revenue Services, the IRS, posted date January 8th, 2025. Sooner or later, this criminal organization, we contacted the DEA, Drug Enforcement Administration, Chicago and Dearborn, Illinois, Child Protective Services, the news media, Department of Sexual Harassment, Homeland Security. Yes, it is posted as a national security threat. Let me see. Documented by various police departments, insurance policy fraud, and Congressman Chuy Garcia, State Representative Lisa Hernandez. There's a reason why we have a new administration in the White House. The public, the people have spoken, and they're sick and tired of the news media and state representatives and government agencies lying to the public. These are our tax dollars, folks. This is how well protected organized crime is. There's a reason why Chicago, especially town of Cicero, is known for corruption. And that's why people are fleeing the state. That's right, they're fleeing the state. No one wants to be living in this type of environment, especially when there's babies involved, especially when there's children involved, especially when they're targeting teenagers. Example, once they get a young victim as a teenager and hooked on drugs and cocaine, that's right, hooked on drugs, well, it's going to create family conflict, emotional distress, anxiety, anger, disbelief, mistrust, and the victim's family will be calling 911. These police officers involved in criminal activity will be manipulating the family to place an order of protection against the individual. There's a reason why there's young victims at the age of 25 years old in a nursing home facility or mental health institute, state awarded. That's right, signing off our rights to the victim, because the victim's family can no longer put up with this ordeal. So that's just a different strategy that they use as far as drug activity. They're They're making sure that these young, we have it on video. You can look back how teenagers are being used and manipulated, being hooked on drugs. And the police officers, once they arrest the victim, inside the jail cell, they will be confronted by police officers and manipulated. Perhaps you would feel more comfortable in a hospital room setting where you're going to have better food, TV, and you won't be behind bars. That's right. This is how they're able to manipulate victims each time they are, and it's very important that the victims say yes. They're going to be yes, I would like to go to the hospital. Now, guess what happens? Now they develop a history of mental health issues. This is over time. Each time the victim responds to daily plan attacks involving the family members. Constant mental health hospital evaluation, victims lose their credibility. Family withdrawal and placing the order of protection and signing off all legal rights and awarding the victim to the state mental institute is very detrimental to getting away with this murder plot. It is a murder plot on civilians. That's right. Followed home from work. Targeted. Manipulate businesses. Remain in control. Silent victims. And of course, that's the reason why the little baby ride-along continues, and she was instructed with the silver vehicle to come out to stop me from talking. And you hear community gang stalking in the background from time to time. This criminal organization is trying to make sure I do not spill the beans. It's too late for that, folks. Everyone knows. And I advise everyone to share my YouTube channel. It is a public service notification. The urgency, I can't tell you how great it is involving children and babies and teenagers being hooked on drugs. So, this murder plot, no open cases, no suspicion, and I get back to the news media outlets, and I get back to when you vote. The news media outlets, this is quite simple. I'm asking for your assistance. If the news media outlets are not covering my YouTube channel, that's right, if they're not covering my YouTube channel, I have a big platform. That's right. 3 million views on Google Maps. If they're not following my YouTube channel as a public service notification, all you have to do is simply turn the channel. That's all you got to do. We're living in an age of social media. You can easily get your information from someplace else. Do not keep contributing to this corruption. It is a corruption, and that's why a lot of people are moving away from Chicago and town of Cicero, because no one wants to live, and our taxes are just going up for this reason as well. Make your tax dollars count, folks. Other than that, it's going down the toilet. This is serious talk. There's a reason why I'm still here. I've been to the rent cycle. I interviewed a lot of patients, and yes, I am a target. And I'm proud to be a target. I have no problem with that. And I continue wearing this. I have to wear a cloth underneath my rubber hat, not to avoid exposure, because that obviously electromagnetic field waves goes directly to the brain. Or the frequencies go directly to the brain as well. But it just gives me a little advantage every time my brain is being shocked as far as distraction. There you go. All right. My phone number is 708-359-4551. Leave me a message. And if you have any phones that you no longer use, please donate them to my, simply leave them in front of my doorstep, 5133. 5133 West 24th Street, Laramie, Cicero, Illinois, 60804. If you want to purchase a memory card, or if it comes with a memory card, great. I can use that as well. All you have to do is hit format. and it will erase all history. And so your information is not jeopardized at all. I have great credibility, and my information is out there. I have no secrets. So I want to make sure. My family has no idea. That's the only secret I have. My family has no idea. That's right. So it's very important that the public respond by sharing my information, by turning the channel away from the news media outlets that are helping this criminal organization. That's right. There's news media outlets out there associated with organized crime, believe it or not. There's fire departments officials. There's paramedics. There's judges. It's called the chase game. Every time, look at Larry Dominic, the machine, San Cicero Mayor, Larry Dominic, the machine, how he continues to be elected. There's a reason, because this organized crime and news media outlets are protecting organized, and that's the reason why Chicago and San Cicero is corrupt and people are leaving the state. That's right. And our tax dollars continue going up for this reason. These police officers involved in criminal activity, judges, firefighters, paramedics, and of course, it goes up the chain of command, Mayor Larry Dominic. That's right. So, we have some good officers, and I'm very proud and honored to be working alongside with them. But we have to continue focusing on these individuals, engaging with organized crime and protecting them. And social media outlets are involved in this contribution to organized crime, insurance policy fraud, the game of manipulation, unsolved murder cases of identity theft, Medicaid. So it's way bigger than just drug dealing, folks. I have broken it down as much as I can. I'm pretty sure I skipped a couple things, but this criminal organization, I know them very well. I was considered a family member back in 2001 when Melo Greco and his mother, Betty, the main owner, she's deceased now, and organized crime, Melo Greco, inherited this two-flat brick at 5132. I was considered family member, and we were invited for cookouts and everything. But once I noticed the drug activity involving teenagers, that's right, how they're able to get teenagers hooked. That to me was disgraceful. And I just couldn't, don't mess with kids, folks. Don't mess with babies. Don't mess with teenagers. I understand adults, they can make their own decisions. But there's a lot of people out there that got problems. And drugs is not the answer, folks. Drugs is not the answer. I'm plant-based. I have a great relationship with my doctor at Oak Street Health, Dr. Augustine. And I have a perfect health other than the brain aneurysm that I went through. And we are waiting to get more tests done on my brain. And we're trying to open up cases regarding electronic harassment. Electronic harassment, again, is used on politicians, celebrities, people of power, and is used on civilians of unsolved murder cases of identity theft, Medicaid. Hopefully, if something happens to me, the lawmakers can open up and place electronic harassment as capital murder number 1. That's right, being used decisively, specifically to hurt me, to murder me. That's right, this is a murder plot, folks. Please understand the urgency there. And, of course, they're getting away with murder because it's called organized crime family process for this reason. And if you look, pay attention to how the movement, how this is going on here, and how this is going on here. See? There you go. You just saw it for yourself. You just saw it for yourself. Let's see again. See? That's on and off switch. On and off switch that can increase and intensify the light harassment from any light source. And then you go right here. See? Now you don't see it, but we have, see, a little bit. See? So we have the turtles outside. It is going to be warm today. And we're basically making sure they get enough sun. These are my son's turtles. These are my son's turtles. But so I'm in the house. I'm doing surveillance. So I don't mind one bit helping my son out. There you go. There you go. That's where the electronic harassment is coming from. And organized crime. And we are going to be covering that window soon because each time I am in the kitchen, they're using truck lights to manipulate me, of course. All right. We covered a lot of ground. 1:49 p.m., March 14th, 2025, Friday. We are focused. That's right, folks. We are focused. And again, our main objective here is to make sure the community is a safe environment, especially when there's babies involved, when there's children involved, when there's teenagers. Remember now, the teenagers, once they're hooked, they got them. And the family members, they have no idea how these individuals, how their family members got hooked, and it's just they're just gonna look at the victim and say, you know what, we give up on you, and they're gonna sign off all legal rights. There you go. The younger the victim, the bigger the payoff. That's right. Manipulate businesses, remain in control, silent victims. Organized crime family process. It's a process, folks. All right, moving on. I want to go on record. If anything happens to me, I want to grant special permission, signing off our rights to doctors regarding making sure that I have an autopsy of my brain. That's right. I want an autopsy of my brain so we can contribute as far as the lawmakers passing a bill regarding electronic harassment as Capital One murder. That's right. Electronic harassment is well documented how it's being used, and this criminal organization is avoiding any type of suspicion and any open cases. And guess who's the target? That's right. YouTube, town of Cicero, Illinois, Miguel Rodriguez. All right. Don't forget, please do your part. Post a date, January 8th, 2025, regarding this property, 5132, and watch the magic happen. This is their main headquarters right here. There's a reason why the first floor remains vacant. That's right, folks. Mello Greco, not sure. From time to time, yes, it's the springtime. All right, we're going to continue. I think I spent enough time. Sooner or later, you saw firsthand that intentions are very clear. Look at what time is it. It's 1:51, and Homeowner Martinez family is still inside the house. See? Inside the house. They're waiting for me to turn off the camera so they can run out. How come they're not in school? How come they don't have any jobs? How come they can afford these vehicles? Because of their contribution to Daily Planet Tax insurance policy fraud. All right, we're going to be focused and see if they actually come out today. Let's see if they come out today. Let's see if they come out today. but I am not going to stay focused on them. See how that works? It's called bait, focus, follow, attention span, away from 5132 and 5130. See how that works? The victims are easily manipulated. Oh, I'm going to record now over here, away from 5132 and 5130. That's not going to happen with us. All right, we're going to stay focused. And intentions are very, very clear. It's going to start cracking soon, folks. This criminal organization is responding, reacting, and panicking. And we're going to continue capitalizing on their mistakes. And this is a big one right here. Let me show you. This right here is a big one. That's right. That's a big one. Parked right in front of my doorstep. This is an act of confrontation. That's right. Provoke confrontation. This is what this is. And of course, the little baby ride along, she was instructed. And the mother. That's right. And the son with the blue vehicle behind the white truck. And we got Homeowner Martinez parked behind the white truck on the other videos, way over there. Way over there. And we do not see the Candyman. The Candyman has left early, so he should be coming back. Okay. We are focused. And this is a part one, I guess. Just look at the time frame, folks. 1:54 p.m. Moving on.